All right, let's get to Penn State. The highest spread of the weekend for the Big Ten. They play for the Land
Land
Grant
grant, yeah.
Trophy. This was the only picture I could find that did not have a Penn State player in it. I tried to find pictures that didn't have a certain team carrying it, to be fair, but um, it's been a lot of
Can't-
Penn State.
yeah, did they have pictures back when Michigan State won that? Shoot.
I think they won it with Kenneth Walker, didn't they?
Oh, I'm sure they did.
Yeah, I think they won it that year. But yeah. So, any thought? Or I'll bring it back up here. Any thoughts on this trophy, guys? It's kind of blurry.
I've been sitting here trying to think of what we could give them because there's nothing. They're not in the same state. They're not connected states. Like I guess maybe we could just give them like second place ribbons since they're both second rate programs compared to ours. How about that? Was that a low blow?
Kind of, but it was also a little
was
funny.
A well placed low blow.
So silver ribbons. There you go.
Yeah,
Silver
bronze.
Dueling silver ribbons. Or how bad would that be? You get the silver, and the loser gets the bronze.
I like it.
Yeah. I was thinking like something like Coliseum related, the Spartan and the Nittany Lions.
Here's the thing. When USC comes in, Michigan State and USC should be playing for the Trojan Horse or Helena Troy every year. Yeah. I mean, come on, guys. That one's awesome. That just and then you got Penn State and you got Washington. They're both cats, so you have something to do with that. Like
we should just make the divisions.
Collars.
Maybe we should just make the divisions by your mascot. So like we have the cat division and we have the, I guess Wolverine wouldn't be in the cat division. They're
it's
like a beast.
I'm sorry, Derek. Animal. I'm not gonna go there. Yeah. I said I would play nice.
Yeah. So anyway, I think that's a funny one. All right, let's get to this game. Derek, your thoughts on Penn State playing Michigan State. Wow us with your analysis.
So, man, Michigan State is a very bad football team right now. They are a program that is they're going to be struggling for at least the next couple of years. And there's not a lot of good things that I have to say, and not even negatively against Michigan State. They're just in a bad spot. Both Michigan and Ohio State, I feel like, could have scored 100 points on them if we would have just gone out there to do it. I mean, you guys had like what 30 by halftime,
37 or 34.
We ended up winning 38-3, and I think we had 35 at halftime, and then we just took everybody out and we scored a kick the field goal. That was it. So 35-3.
They're a bad football team. I don't think a 20-point spread's enough for this game. I think Penn State, say what you want about James Franklin. He certainly is really good at beating bad teams, and he struggles to beat good teams. But most coaches struggle to beat good teams. There's only a couple coaches in all of college football that don't struggle to beat good teams, and they're the upper echelon of college football coaches. I think James Franklin is going to be magnified when Oregon, Washington, and USC come into the Big Ten, and he plays more than just two good teams every year to lose to. But he's also really good at scoring garbage touchdowns to really inflate the scores of games. I think Penn State's going to be big. I think you're going to see something similar to what you saw with the Michigan game and the Ohio State game, where it's going to be something along the lines of like 45-17.
Detman says Penn State, but they don't cover. Good teams win, great teams cover. So Detman feels that way. I don't know. I feel like 20 is a little small. I have them winning 41-6. Penn State winning. I don't know. I feel like Michigan State is just a wounded animal right now, and I mean, I guess Penn State could kind of be throwing it in a bit, but I don't know. James Franklin seems like the kind of guy that would get his team to still be playing in this one. And then Jackson, says, I'm excited about there being a second Big Ten game on Black Friday, although next year I hope the schedule makers make either Washington, Oregon, or Wisconsin, Minnesota the second game on Black Friday. I do like that this game is on Black Friday at night. I do wish it was a better game, but obviously this, will get people to watch it and stuff like that.
Isn't this one being played in Detroit in the Dome?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool too.
Yeah.
So that's kind of neat. Give me 31-6 Penn State. I think they cover. I don't think it's by a ton, but I do think they cover. And just to reiterate what Derek said about, Michigan State, the one thing I would caution is if they get the right coach who's not afraid to nail the transfer portal, they can turn it around a little quicker. I mean, look at Louisville.
Right.
Like that, Louisville's built on the transfer portal this year. Now, I don't know how many of those guys are going to graduate and then they're going to have an issue. And Michigan State has done that before,
Yep.
So and then it worked one time and it failed miserably the next time. But depends on who they bring in. If they bring in somebody who's going to be like, hey, I'm all about the transfer portal, maybe. If they bring in a program builder, probably you're right. If they keep who they got, I don't know that they ever get back.
Yeah, Harlan Barnett's not the answer.
I don't think he's the answer.
No, I agree.
James Franklin, I mean, I guess if you like vanilla ice cream.
Well, but let's talk about this for a second. Okay, with Penn State, and I know we've gone over, but just get you guys' quick thoughts on this. We've gone over an hour, but just your quick thoughts on this. Is Penn State, are they really anything much more than in this 12-team playoffs, kind of a team that will sneak into the playoffs most years, but miss out, here and there as well? I mean, is this program ever – is James Franklin bringing this program to their ceiling?
No.
Someone can take so.
No, someone can take it higher. Penn State was legit, dudes. Like, it's been a long time. I mean, let's be honest.
They were with Paterno, yeah.
Before things got haywire there. Okay, and that's a nice.
Yeah, I was gonna say they also had some other stuff going on that people didn't know about.
But Penn State is, to me, Penn State's a lot like Tennessee. They're kind of sleeping giants that could be very relevant if the right person is there to push the right buttons. I don't know. Like, I don't know who you would go get that could do that right now. Like, I don't know why someone who's like an upper echelon coach would go there, is what I'm saying, because there's some disadvantages. It's in the middle of absolutely nowhere. It's really hard to get there. Like, even if you're from, you can't just fly in, okay, to Penn State, so you got to fly and then drive several hours to get there. And I don't know, man. Like, it's got to be the right guy who could do it. Maybe a Lane Kiffin could stir things up at Penn State. I'm just trying to think. Like, someone like Urban Meyer's not going to go there.
Yeah, right.
Jimbo Fisher.
No. If they did that, that would be just stupid. Yeah. Okay. That would be dumb.
Yeah, I think that I echo what you're saying, Eric. I think that the program of Penn State, that State College, that stadium, that's got to be. I've never been there. That's one of the atmospheres that I want to go see in person, because it looks absolutely wild. So, they could absolutely be a sleeping giant. I don't think they are with James Franklin. I don't think that with James Franklin, I think they get more respect right now than what they earn because of what I was talking about earlier. They play 2 good teams a year and they lose to them. Well, they've actually beat Michigan a couple times in that stretch, but
they beat Ohio State once. James Franklin beat us once. Yeah.
They won the Big Ten one time.
That was the year that Michigan beat them like 40 to 13 or something like that, and then they came back and ended up winning the Big Ten that year.